Let's go. Andrew McCART, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. I'm here at MTK Scotland, and as always, I say it every time I do this, an interview with Danny, I'm delighted to be joined by Danny Vaughan. First and foremost, how are you?
All good, my friend, and always good to have you here.
It's always good to be here. Let's just jump straight to it then. I've just witnessed 10 rounds, technical pads with Sean McMahon. We spoke off camera about this kid, and you said he's flying. Now, he's got a good fight against your Uzgal in 2 weeks on Wednesday. Just tell me about Sean and this camp and like the fight ahead of him on the 12th of August, I believe.
12th, it was 11th, it's just been put back to the 12th. I think it's a Wednesday night in 2 weeks' time, but as you've just witnessed there, he's absolutely on fire. I mean, we've just done 10 rounds tech pads. It was like he's done 20, you know, he could do 20 if he need be. He's firing on all cylinders, we're ready to go. We could fight the weekend if we had to, but he's more than ready. He's ready now.
See how those go then. I mean, there was talk about him fighting, Sean McMahon fighting Craig Evans, former Olympian. You know, he's a good fighter himself, but good opponent in Seattle. I mean, they've sparred in this very ring that's behind you right now, the pair of them. You've witnessed that spar. Just your thoughts on the fight against Sia?
It's been a great fight with Sia. I mean, we've had him here sparring Tyrone McKenna and Sean over the last 18 months or so. He's become a friend, but this is business, it's not personal. We know Sia inside out. You know, he knows Sean, he sparred him. We're very, very confident. We're going to give him the utmost respect, but it's a fight that we're very, very confident of winning.
You've been working with Sean since his professional debut. Like, how much has he improved? Because it'd be 2 years in August he's been a professional, and I said to him as well during our interview that he's been matched not well but difficult. He's had difficult opponent after difficult opponent, and it's been getting a step up each time. Now, for you, how much has he improved in those 2 years as a professional? What differences have you and Sean made going into this fight?
Andrew, do you know what? I've had so many top kids over the years, but I don't think many kids have had the baptism that he's had. You know, with starting off, his first fight was tough. He's fought some tough fighters coming through. Dominguez, who was the last one he fought?
The Argentinian, Argentinian boy.
Godoy.
Yeah,
you know,
Godoy,
so he's had all big steps, and he's come through them all. I mean, we were going to fight Craig Evans. Would have been a great fight. That's fell through. I don't know what's happened with Craig there, but Shard is another. You know, Shard is for Victor Postel. Victor Postel is only being beat off Terence Crawford and Josh Taylor, so that's the calibre what you're in. But he's ready for them all. Honestly, I mean, I don't want to start looking past Ozgal, but when we get Ozgal out the way, then Sean's when he let off the leash, and MTK Global have got big things coming for him.
When you say off the leash, Danny, you have to get matched with UK fighters, or maybe a couple of European fighters that you can maybe fly over. Like, what type of opponent are you hoping for Sean? Is this going to be another baptism of fire for Sean in terms of, right, this is it, now we need to step up again to an even much higher level in terms of the British rankings and stuff like that? I mean,
definitely. I mean, you'll see what Shah brings. Shah's a very, very tough, experienced fighter, but Sean's, boxing's levels, and I feel we're on another level, and that's not me being disrespectful, because if you witness what you've just witnessed there, I see this day in, day out in the gym, and I know what this kid's all about. I mean, you've got Josh Taylor's, Jack Cattrall's, even Sam Maxwell's. He's just coming behind the Josh Taylors, and he's going to be the next big thing, and I'm not putting too much pressure on him, but I know it's a mad thing to say. He excites me as a trainer, and he's really that talent. He's the biggest prospect in the UK.
You mentioned Josh Taylor, Sam Maxwell and stuff like that, but there is talk about Sean going down to lightweight. I mean, you mentioned Josh Taylor and these world level opponents up at 140, but even at 135 it might be even a difficult division to be in terms of the world champions, the Lomachenkos, the Teofimo Lopez's, the Devin Haney's, the Luke Campbell's, the Ryan Garcia's, the Javante Davis's who have moved up now. I mean, the lightweight division is a stacked division. You could arguably say it's probably the most stacked division in terms of world champions. Now, is Sean going to go down to 135?
Well, we've done 140 for this one because we couldn't get anyone at lightweight to fight him when Craig Evans' fight fell through. But look at the kids. You've got James Tennyson. You've got Luke Campbell, who's right up there. You know, he's proper world level. You've got Liam Walsh, who flutters from feather to lightweight as well. So he's in that calibre right now. Now, I said, don't want to put too much pressure on him, but I feel after one or two more fights that I'll put him in with any of them. I really would. We might have to because he's gone well ahead where he should be, if you know what I mean. I mean, he's been matched tough, and he's come through everything what we've put in front of him.
2 weeks time he's fighting in a warehouse in Wakefield. For you as a coach, it's going to be the first time, so I don't even know if you've been an amateur coach before, when it's that amateur feeling when there's no crowd and stuff like that. Have you ever been in that scenario?
I've been
before?
In that scenario when I was younger, but what you've got to look at when you're bringing talent through,
but
sometimes you're on
42, so
49 next week, don't you? So when you're bringing them through, sometimes they're at a box at 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, even 12 o'clock in the night, when the chairs, you can hear the chairs getting put away. So it's nothing new to me. And with these are boxed all around the world, haven't they? You know, these the likes of Sean and Sam and everything. So it's not new to them. Sometimes it suits them. When you're sparring, I don't really have anyone in the gym anyway, so I can't see it having any effect on them whatsoever.
Let's touch on Sam Maxwell as well. I mean, he's flying as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I spoke to him in our interview, like, his backhand is a weapon, and I said to him, do people not give you credit for that backhand that you've got, because you seem to be hurting everyone that you land that punch, you hurt somebody with it. Again, is that something you've been working on with Sam? Is that backhand? Is that just natural with Sam?
Yeah, but it's like everything else. If you're known for the backhand, well, that's what you're going to work on to take that backhand away. And we've been working on his left hook because we know the right hand, you know, is a get-out clause. He's a big puncher with it. But if you're gonna fight Sam Maxwell, well, you're gonna have your camp based on, you know, he's a big puncher, so you know we'll do something about the right hand. But we've just cancelled the right hand out, and it's the left hook we've been working on for a long time. Joe Hughes is a great, you know, former European champion. He's on the road. He doesn't care where he fights. So this will be nothing to Joe behind closed doors. He's always been like the travelling fighter. So we're expecting a really, really tough fight with Joe. Joe's got a fantastic left hook, but Sam's going to bring in something new to the table in this fight as well.
I want to touch on Joe because I think the last 2 interviews I've did with Sam is that he's mentioned he wants to fight with Robbie Davis Jr.
Yeah.
Now, Robbie Davis Jr. had a fight with Joe Hughes back in Liverpool. I think it was September, August last year. I can't quite remember. And it was a good fight. Some people say that Robbie even lost that fight.
Yeah.
Are you going to use this fight as a coach? Maybe not so, but are you using it as a gauge or a yardstick to see where Sam is at in his career?
I think Sam will, but me as a trainer, no, because Robbie's a slickster, he's southpaw, he's orthodox, it's a different type of fight now. Sam's not going to be going, he's going to meet, you know, Sam's a orthodox fighter, whereas Robbie's a mover more than Sam. So you know, you can say, okay, if Sam stops, you know, if he did stop Joe, it's a major statement. But I just want the W, I just want the win, and as long as he does things what I'm being asking him to do in camp and brings the plan into the fight, I'll be more than happy. But I understand your question, saying it's a big massive statement if he does it, and if he does them before Robbie and other fighters, Jack Catterall, it'd be a big statement. But really, I just want the win. Against,
excuse me, same with Sean McComb, is that the division he's in for Sam is it's a tough division in terms of the people at the top. Like we mentioned, Josh Taylor's, the Regis Prograis, the Ramirez's, do you know what I mean? The Jack Catterall's is up there as well. So again, it's another tough division for one of your fighters to try and gain that world title, isn't it?
Well, Sam's got a really good ranking with the WBO European. So when he comes through the Joe Hughes fight, you know, he's very quiet and he doesn't really like doing the shouting. So I like trying to do a little bit of talking for him. And sometimes I tell him you need to be a little bit nasty. But if the kid's not like that, he's very passive. It's not his nature. So you know, you can come across arrogant as well if you're doing that all the time. That's why the Robbie Davis one's a bit tricky for us, because I know Robbie's family and knew his dad really well. His family, he's a lovely fella, but it's business. It's not personal. So I'd love that fight if it could be made. But first and foremost, we'll get. We won't look past Joe Hughes, and the Robbie Davis fight, if it's there and it gets made, obviously we'll take the fight.
I've got that, might be a dumb question I'm going to ask, but we spoke about how difficult the divisions for Sean and Sam are.
Yeah.
But do you have 2 future world champions in your gym right now?
I'd say so. I'd say so. I mean, obviously I've got Mohammed Wazim, but he's having a few visa problems. He's going to get back shortly. But these 2 lads, because I've got more time, I've only got these 2 now, so I'm working with them all the time. They're getting more one-to-one with me and Dominic, and they're just reaping the rewards. I mean, they're getting better all the time. If you know, you've just witnessed Sean before. Sam's back in at 5 because he's just travelled from Liverpool this morning. But you're going to see a different animal with Sam this time, and the power and the accuracy and the speed of Sean McComb is going to pay dividends in that fight as well. The 2 of them are absolutely flying, and I'm delighted with them, to be honest.
As a coach as well, you've got to deal with sort of like some matchmaking sides of thing with the management company MTK to get these kids matched. How difficult was it to get these 2 boys a fight?
God, Andrew, you wouldn't believe it. See, because I mean, everyone's in the same boat. MTK are putting different names to us. We can't bring any foreigners in. So it was good that this has happened, because the fights where they are talking, I'll fight him, man, I'll fight this and that, they've had to be made now. Now, Joe Hughes, former European champion, Sam, WBO European champion. Sam comes through this, he's catapulted himself right in the mix. Sean, another one with Sa, you know, Osgo's jumped right at it. He sparred Sean, so obviously he fancies the job. We took the fight in a heartbeat. You know, it's boxer fighter, that one. It's going to be a wicked fight, so may the best man win.
I'm definitely going to tune in for that one. Finally, before I let you go, Danny, because I know You've done 8 turnarounds on the pads as well. You were sweating. You've dried out a little bit.
Dried up a little bit. Just a little bit.
Did you see Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua out in Marbella having that chat?
I seen just a picture of them. Yeah. I don't know what they were doing, whether they were arguing in the car. I don't know what's going on.
I was going to say, what's your thoughts on that fight then again? Hopefully, they basically said to each other, I think, that you beat Wilder, you beat Pulev, and let's get it on. I mean, it's a fight that we all want to see, isn't it?
Some fight, and two good guys at boxing. I've got respect for both of them. But if I'm honest, I think Fury beats him every day of the week. Every day. But it's a fight we all want to see, so let's get the politics out the way. Let MTK Global do the job, and they'll make the fight, and the fans are happy. Definitely.
Finally, final word for people that are going to tune in to watch Sean McComb on the 12th and then Sam Maxwell on the 29th. What can they watch out for? Just tune in and watch them, because you're going to see 2 fantastic performances, and all the hard work what the lads have been putting in, you'll see on the night. Definitely. Well, Danny, as always, thanks for this for IFL TV. You know, I always enjoy my time coming up. We love you being here. We're going to have a coffee now. Let's go and get a coffee. See, music to my ears. Let's go and grab a coffee. Thanks very much, Danny. Thank you.